Hello guys, it's Chummaster here doing another weekly blaze. So I'm doing two of these in November apparently because of how the weeks fall. We've been getting a lot of early Beyblade news recently, like the leaks have been happening a lot earlier than normal. Let me close this door really quick, hold on. Anyway, yeah, the leaks have been happening pretty early, and I figured I should probably record it this week, and also there's just been other news I want to talk about. That's not as particular, but we have gotten more like Beyblade product lineup type of stuff. Um, so I'll give some Beyblade predictions this week probably. I don't know if they'll happen this week, but I'll probably at least give some next week. I'll also give some. There's not as much to talk about though, since Beyblade X is still pretty new, and then next week I'll go over that stuff a little bit more, and then also a lot of Bottlemen stuff next week. Did I say next month? I meant next week. Next week I'll go over other Bottlemen stuff as well. So yeah, that'll be fun, and hopefully I have a good CoroCoro week once it happens. But for this week, yeah, I'm just kind of here. Also today is actually though this week's weird though because it's actually a Friday. I am cheating this week a little bit because I'm starting early, but it's Friday at like 3 something in the morning. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I am starting early this week because I am getting some Bottleman stuff. I guess later today, so it'll be fun. Bottle Sphinx G and Cola OG, and yeah, with those I will talk about them a little bit. I'll open up on the Weekly Blaze, not open up like out of the packages on Weekly Blaze, but just like out of the box and just talk about them a little bit, I guess. But as for today, just wanted to kind of start this Weekly Blaze off. Also, I'll probably talk about some anime this week, because I want to talk about anime at some point on a Weekly Blaze, and I feel like next week is just going to be too much news. This week, I feel like it's at least light enough to where it shouldn't be too bad. If we get leaks, it'll just be like core images, it's not going to be like specific stuff probably, so shouldn't be too bad to talk about that kind of stuff. I think it's the 5th through the 11th is this week, so like we're kind of on the edge of whether or not we're going to get news. I guess I could have just started early next week, but whatever. Again, there's just some stuff I want to talk about this week, and I should be getting that stuff, and I also should be getting the Beyblade X, like the Rhino Horn booster, and then the 2 deck sets, so kind of just seemed worth it to record this week anyway. And yeah, so also over here, there were a couple things I wanted to say. Yeah, so I do have this Mob Psycho 100 limited edition down there. Got that recently, videoing up yesterday, and then this Pokemon holiday calendar. So I got this. I was debating doing a video on that. I'm not going to because basically I don't know. I thought about it, but like here's the thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm actually just gonna do this like day by day. Like I thought about, just like, I could just open this, but I could do it day by day. And if I do day by day, I think it's a little bit more interesting just for me. Like it's like okay, it's just something like every day just to do, just because why not, So thought about doing maybe a video where I like do 24 clips or however many days. I think it's 24 in there. Also it's 25, but probably 24. Um, Thought of doing all the clips, I could have done that, but I decided not to. Also for Weekly Blazes, I thought about maybe just recording every week in December, and then, throughout the weeks I'll just have every day I'll have a clip of that, but I'm just gonna do it on my own time, because I don't want to force entire Weekly Blazes just for that. And then as far as the video goes, my Pokemon card videos always get like, and I mean I don't get like a ton of likes or dislikes in general, but I think those always get the most dislikes, like a lot more than usual, and not as many likes. So I'm like, you know what, people clearly don't like these videos. I don't know if it's just the style I do them. I don't know if people just who watch my channel don't want me to do them. I don't know. But I'm not like overly interested in doing Pokemon card videos anyway, so like because people just don't like them and I'm not overly interested in them, I'm just not gonna do them anymore. So that's kind of all there is to that. I'll do them here and there, like not like actual Pokemon card videos, but like if I get Pokemon cards, maybe I'll open them on Weekly Blaze, or like if we get like, a couple packs on like Christmas or something, I'll open them there. But just in general, I'm not gonna do Pokemon card videos probably. So yeah, it's kind of that. So as far as today goes, my camera battery's almost dead. That's kind of rough because I was gonna record actually a decent bit today. I was going to talk about two things. I was going to talk about my November schedule, and I was going to talk about the Beyblade news that we've gotten so far. Yeah, okay, let me actually charge my camera a bit. I'll probably go for like 10-15 minutes, come back to record some more. Okay, I charged up my camera battery a bit, so yeah, I already talked about the Ballman stuff coming later today. Before I get to the actual Beyblade stuff, there's a couple other things I want to mention. First up, it's been a few weeks and it's gotten cold out. I know weather's not the most important thing for weekly places, but yeah, I don't know, it's just like something I always like to mention. Just like, it's just weird that it's cold already. Like Thanksgiving's in like 3 weeks. Like that's wild. Need to put up the Christmas stuff in here pretty soon. Maybe this week. Maybe I'll do that. Well, yeah, definitely this week actually. I don't know if it'll be now, like within a couple days, or if it'll be like at the end of this weekly blaze. But at some point, you should see the Christmas stuff come up. So just hope that this time it doesn't take me like until May to take it down, because yeah, it took till like May for me to take it down last year, or I guess earlier this year. But yeah. Also, sorry if my voice is off at all. I don't know if it's in terms of volume or just pitch or whatever. I have water in one of my ears, so like everything just sounds off, and I'm disoriented a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. Whenever I shower, my ears are just like vacuums for water. It happens like a few times a year where I just get like water in my ear really bad, and it takes like a couple days to come out. And then sometimes it's happened where it's like the next day when I shower, it's just like, oh, now it's worse. So that's great. But yeah, hopefully that resolves itself within the next day or two, so I could just not deal with that. 'Cause that happened earlier, and now I'm like messed up from it. So hopefully my voice is okay enough. But anyway, getting to the actual important stuff here, Beyblade. So yeah, we have a new product listing. So we've gotten these a few times now. We've had them for a while. I think we got the first one like in March, which was for July through September. Then in July we got what was it? October through January. Now in November we've gotten, of course, February through May. So let's actually take a look at this listing, these listings, I should say. So there's some questions here. So basically, we've gotten news recently that there was, like the January booster, I don't know if it got moved or if it's still there and there's a new product in addition to it. I don't know about that. But basically, in February, there's supposed to be a random booster select. I don't know if that's gotten moved to January. I don't know if it got switched with the booster in January. Now it's just like that's in, January and the booster's in February. I don't know if they just scrapped the January boost. I don't know what they did. Or are we going to have back-to-back random booster selects? I don't think we are, but basically, maybe February is just nothing. February could just be nothing. We don't know yet. So yeah, also worth noting, there's no Bottleman news in this lineup for anything, unless they just for some reason skipped it. February through May apparently has no Bottleman stuff. I think it's safe to say Bottleman is going to end in January. I'll talk more about that later in the week. Or next week potentially. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, so we don't know what that's going to be. So basically a random booster select is going to be happening at some point in January or February. There might or might not be a booster along with it. We don't know. The first two ones are a little bit awkward. Something got moved around. The entry starter that was supposed to happen in December got canceled. Or again, maybe that got moved. Maybe we're getting back-to-back random booster selects. I don't know. I doubt it. I really hope not anyway. That'd be really, really bad. But yeah. I already made a whole discussion video on random booster selects. Not random booster selects, just random boosters in general. And I talked about why they're a problem. I'm going to follow up on that a little bit in a minute here. But yeah. I already talked about that. I already talked with some of the comments and stuff, which, it was interesting to hear like other perspectives on it. I'll talk a little bit more about that now, because I feel like I took a little bit too harsh of a stance, I think, in that video. A little bit too extreme. I'll talk about that more in a bit, but yeah. Anyway. Most interesting thing here is for March, we have 2 starters, a booster, and entry sets, and then a string launcher, 2 different grips, so that's a lot in March. However, the product codes are different. So the string launcher and the grips are BX, like everything else, but the 2 starters, the booster, and the entry set are all UX. So, and there's more BX stuff after this, so are we still, like, is it a new line of base? I don't know what's happening here. So, UX is new. We haven't heard that before. So I don't know if they're doing what are they doing here? Like, is this meant to be a separate line entirely, like a gimmick line or something? I doubt that. Is it a new series? Like, are they gonna have like remember how Zero G it was like BBG instead of BB? Are they gonna like do something like that, but for every season, where like every new system's gonna have a new product number? And maybe we're just getting like some of the leftovers with the BX stuff and kind of transitioning, or I don't know if we're doing that. Is it just an error that, or for some reason, are they doing this like internally? It's gonna be changed in the future. Is it gonna be? I don't even know what to say. Like, is it maybe potentially could be like they're gonna have two lines running at the same time, like this new line and also the original line. It's very weird because it very much feels like a new season. Like what the like Babel X should be in like in its pre-release state, and this is like the proper first season stuff right here. But apparently, that's not the case. You already have the anime, so I don't know what this is supposed to be, because it feels like the start of a new season, but it's not. So I don't. Again, I'm very confused about this. We probably have to wait till like February. Didn't know anything about this, so we're still like 3 months out. Can't believe I'm already saying that 3 months is February, but anyway. Probably aren't going to find out anything about that for quite a while, though, so we'll have to wait and see what the UX stuff is going to be about. Maybe we'll eventually get some leaks on what it is, if it's a new system, and kind of what it's going to be doing. Again, if it's replacing or running alongside or whatever it's supposed to be. So very, very interested to see what that is. So anyway, moving along, we then, of course, get to April, which we actually have BX31, BX32. 32 is a stadium. Nothing really crazy about that. Just probably a stadium recolor, I'm assuming. But 31 is random booster. Yep, another random booster. Random booster volume 3. It is using the BX code. So yeah, again, are we transitioning out of this, or are we keeping the line going? Again, I have no idea what this is supposed to be. So another random booster. Okay. And then we, of course, get to May. There's two things of note here in... oh, no, I forgot something in April. BXG04. BXG seems to be an internal code for the BX00 releases, so probably... I think this is going to be a... I think it's like the Black and Green Hells chain. It's supposed to be like a... the next, like, Rare Get Battle thing. I'm assuming that's what that's going to be. And then finally we get to May, the final release here, which is BXG... Not BXG. UX05, so another UX release after not getting any in April. Random Booster Select, so, yep, we are getting a Random Booster Select, the first of the UX type, but, so overall, before I get into any random booster stuff, this lineup's looking pretty interesting, so we have some 1 to 2 releases, maybe I guess 1 to 3 releases happening at some point between January and February. I have no idea what's happening there, but then we are getting kind of some new stuff in March, potentially a new line. April has a new random booster, May random booster select. Looking pretty interesting. Just want to know what the UX stuff is. That's all I care about. Other than that, looking pretty standard. Also, it is a little bit weird that we are getting seemingly the start of a new quote-unquote season in March. Like, based on the lineup, it doesn't make any sense because the anime started in October, and it's supposed to be 52 episodes, so I have no idea what they're doing there. Unless if they break it up into, like, Beyblade X is, like, 26 episodes, and they have, like, a new thing, like, it's gonna be happening. I don't know what to say. It's very confusing. We're gonna be waiting months to find the answers to this. More relevant to now, though, random boosters. So I made a whole video on random boosters, and I think that I was a little bit too harsh. I think I should have said... So random boosters are important for recolors and just general reprints, but here's the problem, is that you can't get reprints normally because if you release them via boosters, no one wants to buy them, and also take up so much of the line. So you could also release them in sets, but again, if you do sets, that'd be more expensive, and no one wants to pay for the sets. So recolors are kind of just difficult to come by, but if you do random boosters, then it's good to get recolors out that way, because you can get a lot of them out just by technically... giving a normal product price, normal booster price, but with multiple different recolors. However, again, people aren't going to care about it, so you have to put a prize in there, because if you get a prize, then that makes people want to buy it. It's kind of the most efficient way to get recolors out for people to actually want to buy them. So I understand their existence. I feel like I should have made that more clear in that video. And there are 3 of them already, which is... I think up to 3 a year is fine. I think 3 is kind of like where you get to that point where it's a little bit, yeah, it's not the best, but I'll allow it. But I think once you get to like 4 is where it gets kind of rough, and then if you do more than 4, it's like, okay, no. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think I took too hard of a stance, but really the only thing I want to talk about here is that the fact that random booster selects exist. These were a terrible idea. They clearly want to not phase out, but they clearly want to like replace a lot of boosters with these. Like they're really like, especially if it's January and February are both random booster selects. That's awful. I don't think it's going to be like that, but still, they clearly have a level of interest with mitigating boosters to some degree. It seems like aside from Nightlands, which I feel like might be an exception. Again, we'll have to see how the January February stuff plays out. But I wouldn't be surprised if they want to. It's like in any month where a booster is supposed to come out. I feel like they're probably going to try to push for random booster selects in a month instead. Maybe. We'll see. But they might just do occasional boosters. I think random booster selects might be more common than regular boosters. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah. For now, though, it's not looking very good. Not at all. So it's definitely getting to the point where it feels more predatory because, again, we got our first random booster in September, and then May is 8 months after that. You're telling me we're going to have 6 random products by then? Genuinely terrible. I think that's way too much. I think it kind of proved my point. Like I said in that video, I said we might see a point where it's going to be, well, like we'll probably have months without them, but like it's going to be rare to see like when we have like back-to-back months without random products. I said that was going to potentially become rare. And based on this new lineup, it seems like I'm going to be proven correct. Because again, September we have something, random. October we have something random. November, nothing. December, random product. January, February, I don't know how it lines up exactly, but there's going to be something random there. At best, I'll take the random booster select is in January. February, March might not have any random products. That's the back-to-back, and that's the one that might actually happen. But then again, April random product, June random product, not June, May random product, April, May. So like I said, we might get like one back-to-back, month, like back-to-back months without them. And again, that kind of says that, yeah, it's going to be uncommon. During Beyblade Burst, even at the worst of it, usually we saw sometimes it'd be 1 month without them, sometimes 2 months. I feel like with Beyblade X, it's going to be sometimes there's just no breaks, it's just back-to-back random boosters. And then sometimes we'll see a 1 month gap. I don't think we're going to be seeing 2 month gaps very often. Having random products that often is just going to get really annoying. Like I said, I feel like people are eventually going to get tired of it. I know that there is kind of a bigger push on gacha in Japan, but to me, usually gacha stuff, like in games for example, there's usually ways to get stuff for free. You don't have to like pay for every roll you do. And also there's things like, Pokemon cards and stuff like that's very popular out there. The difference maker to me is that I feel like those are generally cheaper. I feel like a lot of the gacha stuff out there is generally going to be cheaper. It's usually a couple dollars for stuff. These boosters are like, about $10 out there. They're 1,400 yen, so it's about $10. That to me is a steeper cost. Like, paying $10 for just one bay, I mean, that's a lot, I feel like that's what makes a difference with just having gacha, versus like random boosters. I feel like because they're, again, a decent cost just for one bay, it definitely borders on that predatory mark, at least in my opinion. So I think, again, I was a little bit too harsh on them, but I feel like with the amount they're doing, and with the addition of random booster selects and a big push on those, I feel like it's starting to become a bit problematic. So we'll see how this plays out, but I just wanted to respond kind of to myself a little bit there on some things that I was maybe wrong on, but other things I think I was actually kind of right on. I think I nailed it when I said it's going to be rare to see back-to-back months without random products. And it seems like I am going to be proven right there, unfortunately. I was really hoping to not be, but I guess it's going to happen, so. Yeah, I quit Beyblade X, probably not quit, but again, there might be more times where I'm just not going to be doing stuff with it. I don't think I might not be covering it as actively eventually. I will definitely, so at this point, I was wondering when I'm going to stop, but I will definitely stick around properly until at the very least the UX stuff happens. Until then, I'll keep going. I'll get the January releases, I'll get the February releases, then definitely the March stuff, and then after that, I'll decide on what I want to do. So I said I want to stay around till at least the second line, potentially. And seeing that that's going to be in March already, I'll stick around until then. After that, though, we'll probably have another product lineup for, I don't know, like June to August, September or something. So if there's going to be like 4 random boosters in the year, like by the time we get back to like July or something, we have like a 4th random booster and a 4th random booster select, I think that will definitely be the nail in the coffin for me. For sure that time, so yeah. Anyway, moving on from that, there are 2 other things I want to talk about really quick here. First up is my November YouTube schedule. This video's not coming out for a while, like mid-November, but still. Just want to talk about the stuff I'm going to be doing this month. And also my Christmas list, so... And stuff will be getting around Christmas time, videos that'll be going up. 'Cause it's a bit unusual this year, so anyway, let's look into the video plans. Okay, so for November, I do have 2 Battleman videos, the Battle Sphinx unboxing, the Cola OG unboxing, I already talked about these a bit. Beyblade, Rhino Horn unboxing, Drawn Dagger set unboxing, Hell's Chain unboxing, or deck set unboxing, whatever. These, I think, are all pretty self-explanatory. Also, I will be doing a Beyblade discussion on the December releases when that happens, so that'll be fun. And then as far as other Beyblade stuff goes, ranking every dragon will happen at some point later in the month, and then also reimagining Beyblade Burst Part 8, BU Extended Part 2. We'll likely do that this month, and then that'll be fun. So, I ended up doing more videos in October than I expected, because I did end up doing a few extra at the end of the month, which was kind of cool, but yeah. Moving on from that, we also have one, I guess 2 weekly blazes, and then also one Bakken video with the Zeta Municus review, the final box deck review. Talk more about that when we get to it, probably next week, or maybe later, I don't know, probably next week, I'd assume. And also for anime, the Mob Psycho 100 limited edition that's already out, so anyway. There you go, that's kind of my November plans. It's going to be very front-loaded with the unboxings and stuff. There's going to be a lot of videos coming out. And after that, I'll do the other ones, so like the first half of the month is just unboxing, second half will be, so what is it, 6 unboxings, the anime one, 2 Battleman ones, 3 Beyblade ones, yeah. So then, the other stuff will just come out later in the month, I guess. The review and then a couple of the Beyblade videos, so I guess that'll be that, but yeah, anyway. Lastly, Christmas. Christmas should have, I believe 10 videos should spawn from that. Yeah, there's 2 things I won't be unboxing. One of which is a game, which is Sonic Superstars. I did get Mario Wonder. Maybe I'll talk about that eventually, but we'll see. I did get Sonic Superstars. That was something I was looking into getting, and I decided to put that on my Christmas list. And then also, let's see, another game thing that will be unboxed. The Mario Game & Watch. I decided to finally pick that up, so yeah, that'll be unboxed in its own video. Then also we have Amiibo. These will all be put into one video. Basically just the Splatoon deep cut Amiibo, the 3 of them. Shiver Fry and Big Man. Those are, I think they're separate boxes, but they'll be in one video. Then also, for Beyblade, there's the Beyblade X entry sets. I will be unboxing that, and it's not a Beyblade thing. Also no Bakugan or Battleman. Everything else is anime related. So yeah, a lot of anime stuff. That's why it's unusual, because yeah, it's hyper-focused to anime this year. I just wanted to do that, so yeah. The one thing that won't be unboxed is going to be the Koyomi Monogatari Blu-ray. These aren't as interesting. However, in January, probably early-ish January, I will be doing the anime manga pickups for all of 2023. I will show that off more there. Also, I'll probably do daily videos after Christmas until like early January, because there's going to be a lot of stuff in January. A lot of stuff for Beyblade and Bottleman in December. By the time I get them, it'll probably, I don't want to be waiting on like the Beyblade starter like for 3 weeks to unbox it, I don't want to be putting up all those videos like the middle of January. I want to get them out somewhat sooner without messing up my scheduling too much, so I figure I'll just do daily videos after Christmas for all these Christmas things. Also 7 unboxings for anime stuff, first of which will be well, not an anime thing, I guess it's a manga thing, but the Chainsaw Man manga box set. That'll be cool. And then as far as the anime stuff goes, we have Darling in the Franxx limited edition that finally just decided to randomly come back in stock, so I'm like, yeah, that's a good one to get. Also, My Dress Up Darling, that limited edition, I mentioned getting that last weekly Blaze, so I'll be picking that up. And then also, I think it's the ReZero Season 2 box set. That'll be fun as well, so yeah. And then the other ones, JoJo Set 6, JoJo Set 7, and then The Spoke Kishibe Rohan. These will be... So the Rohan spin-off has its own box set that I didn't know this till recently, so I decided to get that one, and that'll be fun. I'll probably do that one before the Part 5 ones, then yeah, there's Set 6 and 7 for Part 5, and then those will be, that'll be it for JoJo until Part 6 stuff gets released. Yeah, I know, I'm breaking tradition from, just getting that annual. I figure eventually they're going to go out of print by then, so I should probably get them now, because I think the Part 4 ones are supposed to be going out of print. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong on that, but yeah. So yeah, gonna be a lot of anime stuff around then, just one Beyblade thing, so that's interesting, but yeah, anyway. I think that's everything I want to talk about for now. Yes, all the Christmas stuff, so talk more about some other stuff this week, maybe a little bit of Mario Wonder. The Mario Kart stuff's coming out later in the week, and yeah, anyway. I guess that's all for today, though. My camera battery's about to die again. I didn't charge it fully, so and I got what I could out of it. So anyways, I'll talk more later in the week. So anyways, yeah, I'll be back. Why can't I do the outro? I'm just gonna stop talking. That works, I guess. Alright, it is now Saturday. It's like 2 a.m. So, I'm not unboxing the Bottlemen package. So basically, let me explain here. So the package said it was going to be here Thursday. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit of a stretch. It shipped out, I think, around midnight on... Like, right before midnight on Wednesday. So I'm like, okay, getting here Thursday, unless if they're planning on... Unless it's a direct flight from Japan to here, and it's from, gets here at like 2 p.m., they, for whatever reason, decided to send it out from the UPS facility around here to my house. Like, that'd be the best service ever, but, like, that seems a little unrealistic, so I'm like, okay. It still is annoying, though, because they schedule it for Thursday, and then they just reschedule, and I hate, like, I don't know, I just feel like they shouldn't, I don't like that habit of just being like, oh yeah, we can just schedule it for this day and just reschedule. Like, I wish it was a little bit more set in stone, I guess. Like, it just, like, there was no shot it was going to get here Thursday. But anyways, moving on to Friday. So yeah, it said it was going to be here Friday, like, I said. It's still pretty quick shipping, but it makes sense, it got to Kentucky, I think, a little bit after midnight on Friday, so, that was, I'm like, okay. Assuming that it gets through whatever it needs to get through, or not midnight, I'm thinking of the other one. It got here, I think it was around like 4, it was around like 4 a.m., I think. It was close enough where I'm like, I don't know if it'll come Friday, but I'm like, it should. It says it's going to. Woke up today, it said it was going to be here. I'm like, okay, no updates. Is it just like on its way, or what's happening? And like 5 minutes after I woke up, it changed to reschedule to Saturday. I'm like, okay, great. That's fun. And now we're here. Now it hasn't moved. It's still saying Kentucky. Doesn't mean it hasn't actually moved. It just means like they haven't updated it. But it means it hasn't. It probably has not made it to, or at least through the facility near me. And Kentucky's not that far. It's like a state. It's not like a state or two away. I think it's a state away. Yeah. I'm thinking of Tennessee. It's like a bordering state for me, so it's not that far. I mean, it's still a drive, but like it's not that bad. So it's apparently Kentucky. They just want to keep it. I guess they want to check out Cola OG themselves. So unfortunately, it completely derailed my entire plans for my upload schedule because I was gonna do Bottle Sphinx G on the 4th. Not gonna have enough time to test it out. To put it up on the 4th because, well, just because, Saturday in general, I won't have enough time to test stuff out to the degree that I want to. But also, I mean, I can't get it to the unboxing, so by the time I wake up, I wake up in, like, the afternoon/evening. By the time I get it, unbox it, okay, well, I have to, like, eat dinner, shower, and whatnot, And by the time I have, testing time, it's gonna be, like, 8, 9 p.m., then I'm gonna have to, like, hurry up, make the video. I don't want to hurry up, make the video, put the video out at, like, 11 p.m. just for the sake of getting up on the 4th. I'm not doing that. I'm waiting. I'm not even gonna be able to test it properly, so, like, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna put both up on the 6th. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think, unless it gets delayed again, better not, but, unless it gets delayed again, I will have them both up on the 6th, Monday. Probably will put Battle Sphinx up in the morning, and then Cola OG at, like, in the evening, probably 5 a.m. and 5 p.m., and then I'll keep the schedule of the 8th, 10th, and 12th for the November Beyblade releases. Those should be here Monday, so that'll be fun. If the Bottleman stuff gets delayed till Monday, I have no clue what my upload schedule is going to look like at that point. Because then it's like, okay, do I put the Bottleman or Beyblade first? What do I prioritize? I'd probably prioritize. I think at that point I would just do videos every single day or something to like. I don't know, like if it's. Cause that's a 6, right? I'd probably just take a day to do everything and then put them up 8th through the 12th, just daily at that point. That way they're still getting out, like the last video comes out the same day, but they just would have a. That's probably what I do. That also gives me a cushion for the 7th. I know definitely the 7th I will have absolutely nothing going on, so like. I have all the time in the world to test that day. Monday, I think Monday maybe. I don't know. Monday's weird. So Tuesday, I'm fine for Tuesday. We'll see. By the time this weekly play, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Like it's gonna matter. By the time this weekly plays comes out, the video should already be out. Unless something goes horribly wrong. I hope it doesn't. But yeah, Cola OG and Bottle Sphinx G. Really want to test them out. I'm really looking forward to testing them out, building them, checking them all out. It'll just be fun. I like testing the Bottleman stuff. That's actually one of the worst things for me with Bottleman disappearing is like, because assuming it is going to be gone in January. For me, it's not actually like the fact that it's like actually gone. Like, as much as I like Bottleman, I'm like, I'm okay taking a break from it mainly because it just costs a lot. And I'm like, okay, you know what, fair enough. But like the main thing is like, I actually like building and testing them. I just chill and it's fun. But yeah, not doing that anymore kind of sucks. And at some point, you'll probably see me get a lot of the sets, like the recolor sets, and just the recolors themselves that I missed. I'm not gonna go for any like the super rare ones, but like there's Kolomaru Gold, Aquasports Gold, Yakrock Steel, Wonder Grape Flame, Fusion Emerald, and I think the digital whatever the Switch set, the first one that came out. Then there's a two like the God Challenge sets from the prototype line and the DX entry set and the Godcap entry sets. So yeah, 5 regular kind of boosters, 5 sets, 2 of which being pretty small. Those 10 things, I don't know when I'll get them. I don't know if it'll be this year, next year, whenever, but like, not this year, next year, the year after, whenever, but like, I will probably get them just because I do like Ballman, and it just seems weird to skip those in particular. I don't feel bad about skipping the like the really rare ones. I'm not getting not Deca Tiger, Decavita Mario or Cola Mario Zero. Those things I don't care about. So yeah, I mean, like I'm not. I mean, it would be cool to get them, but I'm not. I'm not going to because there's. If I get one, I'm gonna want to collect more of them because I'd already be so close to that point. If I get like 1 or 2, I'm like, okay, I gotta get all of them. That's just too much. There's like the CC Leon, like the Entei one or whatever. Then there's like the is it Ginkaryuo or something? It's the gold Kokuryuo. I think it's is it Ginkaryuo? Might be. Um, Something like that. I think. Some yeah, maybe I don't know. I actually don't know the name. So whatever the silver and gold Kokuryuo is, and then yeah, there's like 6 or 7 of them. I'm not going through all that. So that is a loud train. But yeah, I just want to record today to be like, yeah, I'm mad because they didn't send out my stuff today. I keep checking my email to see if they've updated it. They haven't. I'm getting concerned now because if they don't update it by like 4 or 5 a.m., I'm gonna be like, is it even gonna come today? Let's see. Let me look again. It's been like a little while since I checked. Track package says it's going to be here by 12 p.m. That is the one good sign that they do say by 12 p.m. Because yesterday or for Friday it said 7 p.m. Like as if they were gonna get it to me like the latest possible. So like maybe, let's see, shipment progress. Nope, just still says Louisville last updated 11:07 Friday, 11:07 p.m. So like 3 hours ago. So it was either, I don't know if it was still there, or I don't think it was still there. It was probably, or maybe it was. Maybe they were getting ready to ship it out when they updated that. I don't know. But maybe they were waiting to ship it overnight, potentially. And it comes on the truck and it'll be here in like a couple hours or something. That'd be fine. As long as it gets here Saturday, I'm all good. Like it still derailed me a bit, but I'm not gonna like get too upset about it. I will get upset about it if it's delayed again, because then it's not gonna come Sunday, because I don't think they deliver on Sunday. And then again, Monday, it's just like, that just gets annoying, you know? So, we'll see. But hopefully the next clip I record will be that. So anyway, other than that, I guess I'll talk a little bit about Mario Wonder while we're here. Mario Wonder, I didn't 100% the game. I'm not gonna 100% it because I think that involves getting all of the 10 coins, the purple 10 coins, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they're called actually. There's 3 per level. I'm not doing all that. I don't care enough. But if I ever go back to the game, then maybe I will. But for now, my goals were just to complete the game, also beat every single level, collect every badge, and get all the Wonder Seeds. As long as I do those things, I'm fine. So far, I beat the game last night, and then today I did finally beat every level, because there was like the last area I needed to beat, and then like the special area, then like some other levels I missed, and then started getting some of the Wonder Seeds. I think I have like 10 more levels to go through again for one of the Wonder Seeds, and then I'm missing one badge. I don't know what you get that badge for. Is it for 100% of the game, or is it beating every level? Maybe getting every Wonder Seed? I don't know. I hope it's not beating 100% of the game. I hope that's not like the last thing you get. I'll have to check. I'll probably look. Well, no, I'm not gonna look it up yet. I'll look it up if I get every Wonder Seed and I don't get the badge, then I'll look it up just to see. Because if I have to do a lot more, I'm not doing it. But we'll see. But yeah, for now, it was fun to do all the stuff. Yeah, I like doing it. So at first I thought like, yeah, Mario Wonder, it's a good game, but I feel like the more I played, I'm like, yeah, this is a really really good game. Probably. Is it better than Mario World? I would say no. I think there's a legitimate case to say it's better than Mario 3, and I'd say Mario 3 is a close second for the best Mario game. It's at least on par with Mario 3. I don't know which I'd say is better as of now. I think Mario World is still the best overall, but still, that says a lot. You know, it's like the best 2D Mario game in over 30 years. Although the competition isn't very steep. Like, you had 2 Maker games, which are really cool, but I wouldn't say that, like, they're top tier, 2D Mario games. I mean, they're still really cool. A lot of cool stuff you could do with them, but still, I wouldn't quite put them in that tier. And then the new Super Mario Bros. Games, they're good. If it was just one of them, I would say it was pretty good. Not to that level, but like, still good. But the fact that there's 4 of them, they just got tiring. Especially because 2 and U released the same year. Like, what was that? Like literally like 5 months apart. Like, okay. Yeah, that was bad. But really fun. I don't want to say too much though. It just came out. Yeah, if anyone, I don't know how many people are gonna watch this, but still, like, I don't want to spoil it. Just saying, it was a really really good game. So yeah. Aside of gaming stuff, aside of that, other gaming stuff will be Mario Kart, the final wave. We'll talk about that when it comes out on the 9th, and that'll be fun. Oh yeah, this is like a really. I already recorded like 45 minutes in this weekly blaze, and it's not even the right week technically. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long one. I'll try. I'll probably stop recording right now, but yeah, there's also the anime stuff I want to talk about. Maybe a little bit about Beyblade news if we get to anything. Maybe a little bit of, because here's the thing with Beyblade X predictions, it's not that in depth because it's like, what am I guessing? It's like with Burst I could guess motifs, potential gimmicks. I had a better understanding of parks and stuff. With X, it's like it's brand new. What am I predicting? So I'm not too worried about that. But for now, I'll probably shut up, and then hopefully, let's hope the next clip is gonna be me pointing at this bed, opening up a box with Bottlemen and stuff in it. That's the right outcome there, I hope. So gonna stop this clip. Let's hope for future me that is the next clip. Really really hoping that that's the case, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Alright, it's now Saturday at around 6 p.m. Just woke up, got this here. Time changes tonight, that's fun. So I don't mind waking up later today. I have been up a little while, but still. Yeah, time changed, so I wanted to go to bed and wake up later. Since the whole thing about, getting an extra hour of sleep, that's just not real. You don't actually, you just wake up an hour earlier. Anyway, well, generally. Unless you have to get up early on Sunday. Anyway, why am I talking about this right now? Let's open this up. I have a package of Bottlemen. That's what we're here for right now. Alright. And there we are. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So let's start getting into the bundles. I am actually really excited. I'm gonna probably build these at least partially. I'll probably eat dinner first, and I'll probably build this guy. This one I might hold off on slightly because I want to watch a Bulls game, and after that I'll do that. I might like sort the pieces or something, but that'll probably be all I do for it. This one I'll probably get done for. I think the game's at like 8, so I'll have to eat as well. But like I think an hour or so should be fine for this one potentially. We'll see. Probably build till around midnight, then I'm gonna watch the new Attack on Titan, the final episode of it. So yeah. All right, let me get this opened up. See what we got in here. And there it is. I've been out of focus this entire time. Bottle Sphinx G. Very, very excited for this one. At least in terms of a remake, because it does have a new cap. I want to check out that cup, so yeah. And then we got the big one. This one I'm actually very excited for. I don't know how excited I am for it though, purely because it's God Cap and I don't trust the quality. But I am still excited nonetheless to actually have it. Okay. Let me get the shrink ramp off that they put on. I think, yeah, I don't know why Zen Market does that. I don't mind it too much, though. I guess it's just like an extra layer of defense, even if it's very, very thin. But, it's something, I guess, so. If I could get this off, that would be helpful, but I can't. See, the nice thing about the other one is that it had, like, this part, which meant that it wasn't flush on the thing. This one is, so I don't know where to pull. I don't have... It doesn't want to... It's very tightly packed on there, so it's hard to get it off. Do I cut the video here? Potentially. It's a weekly blaze, I don't actually care. At least not too much. Let me give one... Okay, there we go, got it. We're good. Yeah. I don't care about taking as long weekly blazes. If it's too long, I'd cut the video, but still. Alright. And here is Cola OG. The caps. This is a heavy box as well. It's probably why the shipping was like $30. Yeah, this is a large box for what is technically just one bottle, man. I can't believe it's one single bottle, man. Yeah. I feel like now I'm not gonna complain about getting. Well, actually, no, I can't complain. This should have been September. This should have just been October. I feel like releasing something like this with this thing, like I don't know. I feel like you're shooting yourselves in the foot because people aren't gonna pick this one up. I feel like. I mean, maybe I guess you could argue that people are gonna want Bottle Man if they see it, then they might grab it because it's new. But like, I don't know. I feel like it would be better to have released this guy on its own, just with how crazy it is. This one probably could have just been reserved for like September. Probably. Something like that. Anyway, regardless, I'm just excited to have these. I've been waiting a while. We've known about them, well, we've known about this guy since early September. It's been like 2 months now. And then we found out about the other one like a week and a half later, and it's finally, like, it took them so long to release these. I hope Well, actually, never mind. Bottlemen's almost done. I don't know why I'm saying I hope in the future they don't do that, because I don't think there is a future for Bottlemen. Anyway, so that's that. I'm going to go ahead and start the videos. I'll start getting everything ready for them, and yeah, anyway, I'll come back later. I don't know if I'll come back tonight or not. I might talk a little bit about them, but we'll see. Come back at some point in the week I'm supposed to be recording it, I guess. That'll be something I'll do. Alright, it is now Monday at... Oh, my phone is over there charging almost 3, so yeah, it's Monday now. I have all the Bottlemen stuff done. I have to actually go upload the videos now, but yeah, I did the Sphinx video and the Cola OG video. Yeah, I actually had a lot of issues with Sphinx, unfortunately. It was not great, which sucks, but you know, Godcap is Godcap, so not surprised. Cola OG's not too bad. Still just has some really stupid issues, like the trigger pads on the legs sliding off too easily. Why? But again, Godcap is just Godcap. I have had to rearrange some stuff over here, and it doesn't look good. The problem started with Phoenix there, who's just... Is that even in focus? Not really. Phoenix has just been chilling like that. I have these two now. I had to put Energy somewhere. Had to put Sphinx somewhere. I'm going to try to make them look a little bit better, but yeah, this is not looking great, unfortunately. Have to try and fix that. Maybe over here has a little bit of room to mess with, but we'll see. I did put Cola OG here with like the crazy Bottlemen. We have Argrano and Elmo Kaiser behind Royal Griffin, of course, the fused version of them. Dragogena, because it was the craziest Bottlemen in my opinion. CC Excellion, just because it's probably the rarest Bottlemen I have, and then also Cola OG back there, making all of them look tiny and pathetic, so that's nice. Yeah, I just want to talk about that a little bit, just talk about, you know, Bottlemen, the fact that I have them all. And also, my Beyblade stuff should be coming tomorrow, or I guess today now at this point, so that'll be fun. We'll have a good time talking about Rhino Horn and the 2 deck sets, so that'll be cool. But for now, I think that's everything. Just want to mention this pretty quickly. Tomorrow, I will, on the Weekly Blaze, of course, you know, open up the package, which apparently is coming in 3 separate packages for some reason, I think, so that's stupid, but sure, I guess, so we'll open up those and talk about them a little bit, and then after that, I will probably talk about anime at some point within the next couple nights, and then I will probably have a couple light predictions for Beyblade, for like the Beyblade X December releases, and then probably call it a week, also get leaks, and then of course next week I will do actual leaks, talking about them, and not leaks, but like actual discussion on the official reveals, because leaks don't really, I mean, maybe there will be leaks, but you know, like actually get to the official stuff, so that'll be nice, and that'll be for both Beyblade and Bottlemen, so I am looking forward to doing that, but for this week, just a little bit of a chill week. I figured I'd just have a little bit of fun for once, not just do news. So anyways, that's all for today, or I guess kind of today, but whatever. I'll come back for the Beyblade stuff in a few hours, I guess. Alright, it's now Monday, after 4 p.m. Got my 3 packages here, because that makes perfect sense. Don't know which is which with these. I know what this one is, though, but we'll come back to those in a moment. I want to open up this one. Let's see if we can guess which is which, actually. Alright, okay, it's not gonna work. Alright, that is Rhino Horn. That focus was terrible, I didn't realize that. So yeah, Rhino Horn, the newest booster. Another female owner, apparently, which is very interesting. They've really been almost like having a balance of male and female owners, which is like surprising but cool. I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, just like why not, you know? Like, I feel like it was something that probably should have happened like a while ago, but you know, it's whatever. Anyway, at least they're doing something now, I guess. Like I've always said, anime girls sell. Like, it's just kind of stupid that they didn't take advantage of that before, but yeah, anyway. This is... Oh, that's not the one I want to open up next. Let's open up this one first. It doesn't actually matter, but, like, I don't know. So I guessed wrong on which is which, unfortunately. And this will be a box that is stuck. I have to cut this more, of course, but you know. Hold on, I need to take this off camera, it's just not happening. Part of me is glad that the packaging is so resilient, but the other part of me is like, just open already, you know? And I'm gonna break the box if I keep doing that. Christ, alright, there we go, finally. That was way, way more difficult than it needed to be. This box feels weird. It's like a different... It's like a cheaper material, actually. That's what it feels like to me. We'll see if the other one's like that or not, unless this is just a weird one, but yeah. Material in the box feels cheaper. Just interesting note there. Does not feel like the kind of slick plastic like this one. It's like a little bit... I don't know, it just feels worse overall. And then lastly, we have, that's the Drow and Dagger set. We have the Hell's Chain set as well. This one, I believe, should come out easier. Almost. There we go. Yeah, no, it is a cheaper feeling material on the box here, which I don't like. So Hell's Chain deck sets. Yeah, hold on, this is just like a really cool look. Just have both of the sets. I'll put like Rhino Horn. I can kinda get the view in a little bit. Whatever, it's fine. And it's just cool to have like two Beyblade sets at the same time. You know, it's been 7 years since we had a counterpart set thing like this, so just kind of cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go and do the videos on these now. Yeah, anyway. I think that's everything for this, though. Yeah, I will, after this I'll do some anime discussion in this weekly plays, and after that will be some potential, you know, predictions, and, yeah, that'll be it, so, anyway, go ahead and do that now. Alright, it is now Tuesday. I actually forgot about the Mario Kart DLC, which is coming out in a couple of days, so we'll talk about that as well. This is gonna be a long week of delays, but anyway. For today we'll do the anime stuff, next time will be the Mario Kart stuff, then finally enough with some brief Beyblade predictions and whatnot, and then I'll end this off before it gets too out of hand. So let me actually look up the anime list. So last time I talked, I was rewatching a lot of stuff, and I rewatched a lot, so there isn't as many things here, because again, I just rewatched so much stuff, but like that was a lot of time, so yeah, last time, the newest thing I watched, I think, was Oshinoko, which was like end of June, so it was like a little over 4 months ago at this point. Feels like forever ago, but whatever. Anyway. Okay, so the first thing we have here is My Clueless First Friend. This show was interesting. It just, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like, it was nice. It was pleasant. I liked it. Mainly just two characters. And I guess there's other characters and stuff, but still, like, I guess just kind of their interactions like the main thing. It's not like that crazy. Let's see. Sleepy Princess and the Demon Castle. This show was actually really good. I liked it quite a bit. Basically, there was this princess who was captured by demons, and she was held captive in this castle. But really, it felt like the demons were the ones held captive in there with her. It was it was a pretty funny show with how she was. So definitely an enjoyable comedy series for sure. Probably one of the better ones I've seen. Next up, Fully Cooley. This one, another. I mean, this is a pretty notable, and I mean, it's a pretty famous show. I have not watched any of these sequels, and I'm gonna keep it that way. But yeah, Fully Cooley was okay, it was interesting, but it wasn't like that crazy or anything. Like I thought it was good. I just didn't think it was like great or anything. Like it, I think it's important though. I think it did a lot of things like just general like techniques and also just like the soundtrack. I think it had a lot of merit to it, but I don't think it was anything incredible either. So good watch. And I have not watched the sequels. I think there's like the movies like fully progressive and alternative, which were not great apparently. I know they also did grunge and shoegaze. I think grunge was the one everyone despised, and I think shoegaze was just kind of like another progressive alternative situation, which is kind of like, yeah, this isn't the best. So still enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't anything incredible in my opinion. After that, I watched Hensuki. Hensuki, this is a weird show. It was an ecchi harem show, but I feel like the reason why this one interested me is because it didn't seem like it was meant to be a typical ecchi harem. Because like the girls were out of their mind in the show, but basically it almost felt like a meme of a series. Like it specifically felt like it wanted to just be like this kind of almost discreet parody of the genre. Like because it did it fell into enough tropes where it seemed like it was trying to be an ecchi harem, but there was enough. I feel like the writing was also just too smart at times for it to not be. Just it was like very subtle with how it was trying to poke fun at the tropes at times, which I found funny. Either it was just accidentally like that and it was really just meant to be a stupid series, or it's actually kind of a legendary series for what it was trying to do. Definitely had fun with that one though, for what it was at least. And then I watched I decided to get another one a shot, like a similar series. I watched Miss Caretaker of Tsunohara. So this one, I mean, this one was like a pretty. I mean, like the girls were interesting, I guess, but like it was a standard ecchi harem, so it's like that crazy. After that, I watched Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid season 2. I watched season 1 like over 6 years ago. I watched it like right when it finished, and I just hadn't watched season 2. So for the longest time, I feel like probably since around 2018 or 19, I've just had this opinion of like Dragon Maid's good, but I didn't think it was great. And I feel like it's one of those shows. I might need to go back and rewatch some shows after this, like Discovery. But I realized something. Dragon Maid. I think season 2 is better than season 1, but I think season 1. I feel like I almost blocked it from my memory to some degree because I realized something. I actually really liked season 1 when I watched it, but I feel like I really wanted more, and I think I just got this point where I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna think about the show. I wanted more, and you know what? I'm not getting more, so I'm just gonna keep it in the back of my memory. And yeah, I feel like that was just something I did like unconsciously and or subconsciously. And after watching season 2, it just kind of reminded me of season 1, and then also like season 2 just being really good. And like, yeah, no, this show's great. I don't know why I ever held that opinion aside from like the reason I gave. Otherwise, I was just stupid. I need to go back and rewatch some shows. I think to reconfirm some opinions. But I think one notable one is K-On! Because I do like K-On! A lot, but I feel like I watched it at a point where I don't trust my anime opinions, so I feel like I need to rewatch it. A lot of shows I need to rewatch, honestly. Next up, um, My Life is Inukai-san's Dog. This show, okay, I did not watch this show with the expectation of it being good. Not at all. But I just had to watch it, you know? It's just one of those shows where I saw this like come out at the start of the year, and I'm like, this is horrendous. But I'm gonna have to watch it at some point. I did, and I'm like, yeah, this was not good. There was the plot, like it tried to have a plot, and at first I'm like, okay, you know, maybe they're gonna do something here, and they just didn't. I'm like, why did I even think they might do anything? That was stupid of me. Yeah, this show was just not good at all. Um, but then after that, I did actually watch something that was good. Girls Last Tour. I'm actually going to come back to this one. We'll save that, because I do have one more anime to mention. Or I guess two more, technically. The first of which being Zombieland Saga. I haven't finished it yet, and it actually is gotten kind of interesting. First season was, it was decent. I don't think it was actually as interesting as I was expecting. Especially for how popular it got. I thought it was going to be a little bit more interesting or anything, but I mean, it was okay. Season two's been better, and I also think that the later part of season two has definitely gotten more interesting. I've been more engaged watching it, and I have 2 episodes to go. And yeah, I'll watch those. I'll probably talk about them. I might talk about that a little bit more later. Maybe I'll talk about like, the Mario Kart stuff. I'll come back and be like, yeah, I finished it, and here's my final thoughts. But yeah, for now, I think it's still good overall. I just think that season one's like not that crazy. But season two picks up. I think season one's fine though. It's still like enjoyable, but like season two picks up, and it's depending on how it ends. I think it could either actually end up being pretty good or just kind of fine. We'll see. I also watched Attack on Titan, the final. See, man, Attack on Titan. We had season one, season two, season three part two, the final season part two, the final season part three, and now the final season part three part two. So I did not watch either. Well, I didn't watch the thing that came out earlier, and they're like part three, part one. I opted to hold off until part three, part two came out like a couple days ago. Held off. I watched part three, part one the day before part three, part two came out. Then I watched obviously the latter there when it came out, and so I will say I think that opposed to the manga, it seems like it's been better like received overall. I don't think the ending's that great though. I think it was okay. It just felt like they tried to be too smart with it in a way to where it kind of just didn't do as well as it should have. Like it's like they were just trying to do too much. Like I'm all for stories taking some interesting liberties and just doing some things that you don't normally see. I feel like the way that this was handled just it was almost too obvious in a way. Like I kind of figured that there was gonna be something like this. Um, I don't know. It just didn't really land. I feel like it wasn't. And even if you didn't expect it, it just was like, oh, this conclusion was just like, yep, that's what he was up to. Okay, that's anyway. I don't care for it. It was like an okay ending, I would say. It's like a 5 out of 10. Like I'm not gonna be up in arms over it, but I'm also like, 'cause I know some people were for the manga, but like I'm also not gonna praise it either. It was just fine. I don't, whatever. I will say though, for Mappa, I will give them credits. I was in the past, I was pretty harsh on them for the final season, part one specifically. I said part two was a little bit better, but I said part one. I did say it looked abysmal when the Titans were on screen. I still stand by that. I think part three, the Titans, there were definitely some times where they just didn't look great, but it didn't look bad either. I'm not going to sit here and complain about it too much. They looked a little bit off at times, but for the most part, they looked good. My biggest problem with the animation was actually the facial expressions at times. Sometimes the faces just looked completely off and like not good at all. That was my biggest problem. Like there was a scene like towards the end in particular with like Mikasa and her face, like what happened there? Um, I don't know. I just thought it was like very whatever, and yeah, yeah, it wasn't the best. But you know what? I think outside of that, the overall animation it looked pretty good. So it was something. I definitely think each part of the final season got better with the animation, if nothing else. I do dislike the kind of, I don't know what else to say other than the Hollywoodification of anime done by Mappa. I feel like they're pushing in that direction where it almost just feels like a generic like Marvel movie in some aspects. A lot of that comes down to how it was directed, and I don't particularly like that. So yeah, I just have a lot of mixed feelings about the final season part three overall. So yeah, it was just kind of whatever for me. I wasn't the biggest fan. Anyway, moving on to the one thing I did skip over, Girls Last Tour. Girls Last Tour, it's a slow burn show about two girls basically just kind of finding their way in a post-apocalyptic world where like pretty much everyone's just dead for the most part, with like few exceptions. And they're just kind of traveling, they're trying to find food, just living. Nothing's really happening. And it's not a show that tries to, combat this or anything. It just is sort of accepting the reality as is. And I feel like it was an interesting look at it. And I just think that overall, how it was done, it was great. I think it was one of the best shows I've ever seen overall. And also just something that I think was something that I'd probably tentatively put in my top 10 anime of all time. I genuinely think it was that good. yeah, no, it was a great show. So yeah, definitely not one for everyone, and I can see why it wasn't talked about quite as much as some other shows. But I still think it was just really good where it needs more recognition. Honestly, great show without a doubt. It's all the anime, but I also did read some manga for once. I did read some manga. First up, I read I read through Boruto. I figured I'm not. I was a big Naruto fan back in the day. I still like looking at Naruto stuff from time to time, like just videos and stuff. But yeah, I figured I'm not gonna watch Boruto. No way, Periot screwed that up so bad. Um, but hey, the manga, I could check that out. It's like 80 chapters, I think, and we have a couple so far for part two. So far, I think part one was decent. I don't think it was incredible, but I think it was with where Naruto ended up kind of ending off. I wasn't the happiest with the Otsutsuki stuff, but I feel like since it exists, I think for what they were trying to do, I think Boruto does about as well as it could for the most part. I feel like sometimes the pacing's a little bit off, but it's still good overall. Like, good enough. I mean, it's not like I don't know if I call it good actually. It might just be like decent to solid, but yeah, I don't know. Um, Part two has been interesting so far. It's just that we don't really have many chapters for me to judge, so that's that. I did also read Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is something that I had some mixed feelings on the anime, notably the pacing and also just the CGI. Look, it just looked bad. I don't care. It just does a lot of the time. Um, so reading the manga, I feel like my problems in some ways. So I think that the manga's pace is very fast, and I feel like the anime in a lot of ways actually does good at adding in some, I guess you could say, transitional scenes to kind of help it. But I feel like that also makes a certain problem worse. Because I said specifically, the end of season one it felt rushed, and I feel like yeah, no, it does because those transitional scenes that were kind of working before, I feel like they just stopped doing those, and it feels like the final part of season one was out like adapted 1-to-1 almost, and that completely just throws. Not only does that not work in the anime, but it also just throws off the pacing of the show entirely. So my problem was a bit different than I thought, but it still results kind of in the same issue. Um, I also just think that with how Chainsaw Man was done, I feel like the color palette also wasn't the best. Listen, I don't like what Mappa keeps doing with some shows where it's like everything has to look so desaturated. Chainsaw Man should not be a desaturated show. I'm sorry, it just shouldn't be. But yeah, I don't know. It had some problems I didn't like, but the manga I think was pretty good. I liked the manga quite a bit. It was really good. I don't have any problems with it. So part one ended up being really great overall. Had a great time with it. Um, I feel like I had something important to say, but I just forgot. Um, oh yeah, I think it was just the pacing. Yeah, pacing was very fast, like I said. But oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. I think pacing isn't as important in the manga. You need pacing for the story, obviously, but I feel like the exact scenes could be a little bit more loose. I think when you're reading a manga, it depends on the reader. The reader will read at their own speed, and I think that because of that, you have more leeway with pacing. That's why I think kind of the fast pace of Chainsaw Man actually works. I think the story is paced fine enough to where kind of the in between parts of the story when you're going through it, it's fine. But with an anime, it's a lot harder to get pacing right because you're not reading. It's not at your own reading pace. The story is going at its own pace. You have to watch it the pace that it's set at. So it's a lot harder to get, and I think that's why Chainsaw Man's manga works better. And I also think that's just why manga in general a lot of times works better. But anyway, um, part two has been interesting so far. I have not read the current arc yet. I know it's been going on for quite a while. I'm waiting for it to finish, and then I'll read all the current arc in like one go, which will be fun. Looking forward to that actually. But yeah, I think for now, I think that part one really good. Part two, good so far. Aside from that, I did reread Dead Man Wonderland for the first time in like almost a decade. Pretty good. I think it was definitely good. I wish we got a proper adaptation because we just didn't. I don't think season one was that bad, but it removed some important stuff, like a little bit of important stuff at least. That would have been important for season two. We didn't get a season two. Yeah, it just didn't end off too well, but I think the manga overall is pretty solid. I'd say maybe it's good. I would say pretty quick too. So yeah. And lastly, I am reading Televeru, but on a bit of a break from it, but so far I'm about halfway through Televeru. Actually, no, I think I'm a bit more than halfway, but yeah. Have not read Televeru Darkness yet. That's not counting the halfway point, but that'll be a lot of fun when I get to Darkness. But for now, it's so much better than the anime. The anime had a lot of filler episodes, and even the episodes that weren't filler were just not as good as they were done in the manga. The manga actually feels like a more cohesive story with it's way more interesting. Like, it actually feels like there's a plot. Like, I always thought Televeru was just a funny comedy series. It was very episodic. I remember saying it was episodic a long time ago, years ago, when I first watched it in 2016. I said it felt episodic, which I said worked for it. But then over time it got better because it wasn't like that. But no, Televeru was never really episodic. Like, yeah, it kind of was from time to time. But I think that's just kind of a slice of life thing. But no, it still had a more cohesive plot, and I really enjoyed what they were doing with that. And so far, I actually want to get back to reading that pretty soon here. Only reason I stopped is because my sleep schedule, not really sleep schedule, but just I haven't been sleeping enough. I've been sleeping very little, and just reading makes me tired and it just feel worse. And yeah, I just have been avoiding that. So I'm getting better. So once I'm actually sleeping at least decently enough, I'm getting there. Maybe in a couple of days or something, I will start reading again, or maybe I might just do it tonight, just for fun. Why not? Maybe. I kind of want to now. So yeah, so far it's been pretty fun. But yeah, that's everything for my anime discussion for this week, which is always fun to talk about. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Zombieland Saga. Just my final thoughts on it. That'll only take a minute, and then yeah, aside from that, yeah, Mario Kart and the Beyblade stuff. This is already gonna be a really long week of plays. That's something, but yeah, that's what happens when I skip some weeks. So anyway, we'll return later in the week for that stuff though. So wonder what day that will be. Alright, it is now Wednesday at about 1 a.m. So I was going to wait till the Mario Kart stuff, but I forgot I wanted to mention something yesterday that I just didn't do. And also I want to talk about Mario Kart anyway a little bit before it comes out. So anyway, first step would be thing from yesterday, the Beyblade stuff. I forgot to talk about the sets. So basically, I was going to make a video on this, well at least I thought about it, but I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's interesting enough, so I'll talk about my thoughts here. The Drawn Dagger deck set and the Hell's Chain deck set, these two sets are just so... I don't know how to... I guess the best way to say it is, like, they're just not counterpart sets. They're meant to be counterpart sets, but they just aren't. Let me explain what I mean. After getting them, I'm like, okay. These are... Okay, so like the bits, right? The bits are the only contentious part, because you do get Rush in the Drawn Dagger set, which is actually a new bit, and then you do get Flat and Taper, which are like two of the first bits we got, and then the Hell's Chain set you get High Taper, literally just taller Taper, like slightly taller. Cool, but like it's not modified. Like at least High Needle and Low Flat were different, and this just isn't. You do get Needle and Low Flat here, and Needle is another one of the original four, but Low Flat, prize part, not too hard to get, but still a prize part, which is cool, and also just, yeah, I think this is like an okay lineup. I mean, you get some new stuff, which is why I said the bit was, like the bits were kind of comparable in some ways, because it's like, okay, on one hand you do get a brand new bit, but on the other hand you do get a somewhat new bits, and then also, a more interesting reused bit, so like you could argue there, but I still feel like Low Flat's not that interesting. Like, 'cause it's not that hard to get, and then also, again, like, High Taper just kind of sucks. Like, Rush is a fully new bit, with a whole new idea. Like, it interacts with the Extreme Line different. Like, that's a pretty huge idea right there, compared to High Taper. Ratchet's Drawn Dagger set kind of sweeps. I feel like, you do get, in the Drawn Dagger set, you do get 380 and 460, whatever. And in the Hell's Chain set, you get 360 and 480 again, whatever. They're just the original four, nothing interesting. But the Hell's Chain set gets 560. First reprint of it, pretty cool. But the Drawn Dagger set gets 580, which is locked to the prize version of Viper Tail. So it's a harder part to get. It's kind of like Low Flat, where it's not crazy hard to get, but I still say it's harder to get than Low Flat. And also, I mean, it's the only Ratchet here that's like actually notably harder to get. Everything else was a starter release. This is not. So, again, pretty big advantage there. We then get to, of course, the blades. This is the biggest disparity right here. You get new blades for each one. Drawn Dagger, Hell's Chain. Not gonna compare them like and try to say one's better than the other. They're both just new blades. Perfectly fine. And then each set, the Drawn Dagger set has, Night Shield. Hell's Chain has a Wizard Arrow. Two of the original four, who cares? But the Hell's Chain set has Night Lance. Okay, first Night Lance Rekiller should have happened. Perfectly fine. But then the Drawn Dagger set has Shark Edge, and that's actually harder to get. And also something people would really, really want. I just feel like having this set was kind of just funny. It's like, okay, yeah, let's have the one, like our new bay have an actual new bit, unlike the other one. And then as far as the other parts go, we'll give them a ratchet that's harder to get, and a blade that's harder to get. In Constellation, the other set will get the bit that's also a little bit harder to get, but probably the easiest of those like more difficult parts. So that's nice. They really just like sold the health, like they really sold Hell's Chain short. There we go. Like that set really just did not get enough. I feel like what I would have done personally, I would swap out Wizard Arrow and Night Shield with. Let's swap out Night Shield in particular with Leon Claw. Recolor of it, that'd be nice. And then Wizard Arrow in the Hell's Chain set would be swapped out with Viper Tail, since it's I mean, you can still get Viper Tail confirmed, but like it at least help, I would say, since some people might have just skipped the product entirely, it'd at least be nice. And then aside from that, as far as bits go, I would have swapped out Flat and Taper for Point and High Needle. Nothing crazy, just the first recolors of them though, so that's nice. And then I would have swapped out Needle in the Hell's Chain set for Orb, because again, Orb is like 580. It's a harder part to come by, so it would add a little bit more merit to this set, I would say. I would still argue the Drawn Dagger set has a bit better stuff going on. You do, of course, get Shark Edge, but I feel like it helped, and I think that maybe High Taper should have been modified a bit, but, anyway. New base assigned, I think that, with one set you get Shark Edge and 580, the other one you get Viper Tail, Orb, and low flat. So, you are getting a little bit more overall in that one, but then I guess the better stuff, is in the Drawn Dagger one. Again, specifically, the Shark Edge, but still. I feel like they should have balanced this a little bit more. They just really didn't. Like, Shark Edge is just unfair. Yeah, I don't know. Or at least, even just throw 580 in that set. I don't know, anything to make that set more dynamic. You could literally just have, low flat, Orb, 580, and Viper Tail in that one set, and then just Shark Edge in the other one. I'd say it's still an advantage for the Drawn Dagger set for Shark Edge, but still. Just make them, just make it a little bit more balanced. That was my big problem, honestly. Aside from that, though, yeah, these sets, I'm not the biggest fan of them. They're okay. I guess the Drawn Dagger set's, good enough overall, but, oh man, the Hell's Chain set, that is hot garbage right there. That's just bad. I try to be fair in my video. I said the Drawn Dagger set was pretty good, which, yeah, I mean, I still stand by that, saying it was, I mean, I said it was decent to good, kind of, somewhere in there, but it's still, yeah. I'm personally leaning more towards just decent, but, again, I'm trying to be fair, and with Rhinohorn, I said I liked it, and it was good, which I do still think it was pretty good. It's not, that crazy, but, I kind of said in the video already, and the Hell's Chain set, I said it wasn't great, but, I was trying to be tame. In reality, I think it's absolutely abysmal, and, what happened there? Yeah, no. So, with my unboxings, I try to be fair, because I feel like sometimes I do get a little bit carried away with some things. I can go on about things I just don't like, but I try to be fair enough. In these videos, I'll just speak my mind without any consequence, but well, not without any consequence. That's not the word I'm looking for. Without whatever, it's close enough, I guess. But in the videos, I at least want to present them as fair as I can. And I feel like with some things, I could definitely say, the Hell's Chain stuff are more just personal nitpicks. I think that there is merit to me saying it wasn't the best set, but I think going as far as say it's a really bad set, I think that's just potentially just more of a personal thing. So I'll leave that out. I don't think it's something that has to happen. Especially because unboxings are probably some videos that people might watch who aren't as familiar with my videos or just are looking for just a normal unboxing. So I try to at least be fair, as fair as I can anyway. I'm not gonna say the product's good. Like one thing about my channel is I will never just say a product is good for the sake of it. That's just not what I do. I'm not a hype channel at all. Moving on from that though, Mario Kart. Okay, so basically with Mario Kart, we know we're getting in Wave 6, right? However, I realized something. We have 24 cups and 96 tracks. If we got one extra cup, like a secret cup, maybe you 3-star every single, like all the 24 cups, which I have done, aside from the 2 new ones, because they're not out yet. What if there was like a 25th cup? Because if you have 25 cups, that's a nice number. I think 25 is nicer than 24. But also, it gives you 100 tracks. Come on, we're so close. We have 24, 24, 96. We could have 25 and 100. That's like such a nice number to end something like Mario Kart 8 on after almost a decade. Will they do something like that? I doubt it, but still, I think it'd just be really cool to have like a final secret cup. As far as tracks go, I think you could maybe just have like a greatest hits of tracks that maybe we haven't had yet. Maybe have like one final track that's like special or something, but still like a new track. But maybe like 3 other ones, like I don't know. Maybe do like a Bowser's Castle for the penultimate track, like maybe the N64 one. And as far as 2 other tracks go, I think the 2 that people miss the most would probably be Airship Fortress and Toad's Factory. Those 2 should probably be there. Wouldn't mind like Wario Coliseum, or even like I don't know Dino Jungle, but I think those are more personal picks for me. Unless if you just don't do a Bowser's Castle, just do 3 other tracks, and yeah, do Wario Coliseum for sure. But I think what they should do is all new tracks. I think you do one kind of normal track. Maybe you call it like a Mario Kart circuit or something, just something like that, where it's a normal introductory track to something, but it's crazy though. It's like maybe normal seeming, but it's really crazy. Maybe listen, this would be a little bit weird. Maybe have like a Mario Kart circuit type of track, but have like some kind of wonder effect from. I know it's a little bit recent, but still maybe tie it into Mario Wonder or something. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe have like the Wonder Flower be what causes the rest of the cup to be as crazy as it is. I don't know. After that, I would say have a Bowser's Castle, a new Bowser's Castle, like a really insane one. Again, you could potentially tie it into Mario Wonder if you want to. Have like a really crazy, out of control Bowser's Castle. Third track should be a new Rainbow Road. Have this crazy Rainbow Road, a really interesting track. And then for the final track, exceed Rainbow Road. Do something crazier. Like, I know Rainbow Road's always traditionally the final track, but what if we exceeded that? What if we went above? And, I don't know, have, like, UV Road. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said, but, just something, like, I don't know, Prism Road. I don't know, it's a little bit too similar. Whatever. Something that they could use to exceed it effectively. I don't know, maybe UV wasn't too bad. Maybe use the actual name, like Ultraviolet Road. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Just do something that exceeds Rainbow Road as a final track. That'd be perfect. I feel like it was a little bit awkward to end on, like, Wii Rainbow Road. Like, it is a good final track, but it's not a new final track for Mario Kart 8. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Regardless, I do hope we get a Secret Cup. I don't think we will, but, like, it's just, like, a cool idea. Like, and it's not that I think that the Booster Course Pass needs it. It doesn't need it at all. Like, I think if we end on, what we are promised, I think that's perfectly fine. But it's just kind of like we're so close to having such a nice number. Could we? And it's also, just end on something like that. That'd be crazy. We'll see. I doubt it, but still looking forward to at least checking out the new tracks. I think, doesn't it come out? I think it's at the 9th, but I feel like for us, for like, I think that was like 9th, but it's in Japan time, so it should be the 8th, like the night of the 8th. So technically today at this point. I mean, for me it's gonna be like tomorrow, but whatever. Might be, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I just added like 12 extra minutes onto those weekly lists. This weekly list is gonna be way too long, but whatever, it happens. So I guess that's that for now. I'll shut up to make this a little bit shorter, but yeah. Next clip will be the Mario Kart stuff and probably also the Zombieland Saga stuff. At least like my final thoughts. That'll only take like a minute, but still. Yeah, that's that for today though. Alright, it is now Thursday, right before midnight, so by the time I'm done recording this, it'll probably be Friday. Last clip of the week. Just gonna end this here. If anything else happens for like Beyblade news or something, I'll just record it in the next one and start it then. 4 things to talk about today. First up, Mario Wonder. I was not going to talk more about this, but yeah, I did 100% it actually, so did do every single thing, went through every level to get all the collectibles, which is top of the flagpole, the 3 purple coins, and then the all the Wonder Seeds, and obviously clearing the level, so did that for every single one, and all of the stuff that comes from that. I even got all the standees just because, I mean, I was just doing it while, like, every time I, like, max out the purple coins, I just get them, and then, I only need, like, 6 more when I finish everything else. I'm like, yeah, I'll just get this, so I'll just get the last 6, and I did pretty quickly. That was nice, and then, yeah, overall, I, definitely had a good time with it. The only thing I didn't like was a certain part on the last level, like the very last level for anything. The final part of that was not fun. If you know, you know. Anyway. Moving on from that, I just want to say that I actually 100% of that game because I don't usually do that. I guess I did for like Splatoon, but that was different. That's Splatoon. And Splatoon is Splatoon. I'm going to 100% that anyway, or 1000% if possible. But Mario Wonder, yeah, I decided to do that because, yeah, why not? Moving on from that, we then, of course, get to Zombieland Saga. I said I was going to give you my thoughts on, like, the last couple episodes. They're pretty good. It says, like, a 7 out of 10. It was a good show. Well, Season 2 is good. Season 1 I gave, like, a 5.5. Yeah, Season 2, definitely a lot better. The Idol stuff never really improved. It was just kind of still an Idol show, but everything else, I think, got a lot better. Just way more interesting overall, so I definitely still enjoyed it much more, so that was nice. Next thing, a little bit longer thing to talk about, actually, is Mario Kart. The final wave's out. I was wrong on the Secret Cup. I said maybe there'd be a Secret Cup, but there wasn't. I guess they could always add it in like an update or something, maybe at the 10-year anniversary. That'd be kind of cool. For now, I'm not gonna expect it though. Like, it was just like a stupid theory, just for the sake of it, 'cause it'd be a nice round number. But for now, yeah, I'm fine with what we got. So for Wave 6, we got some characters. Peachette was just kind of there for some reason. Why not? Pauline, kind of don't care about Pauline that much, but I guess she was added, so that's cool. Diddy Kong was a big one. He just felt like he was missing from the roster. He kind of had to get in. And then Funky Kong, of course, was the character I wanted the most. So, yeah, I have all the characters that I really like now, which is cool. Back in the day, I used to play Bowser Jr. back in the day. Aside from him, like that was kind of like 2013, 14-ish. I'd play him a lot in Mario Kart Wii. I also played a lot of Funky Kong before that and after that in Wii, and then like Double Dash was always Petey, Piranha, or King Boo, and then when 8 came out, I'm like, okay, well, who am I playing? And then finally 8 Deluxe came along, we got Bowser Jr. and King Boo, which is nice, and then, so I basically just made King Boo for all 8 Deluxe, and then for the Booster Course Pass for Wave 5, we got Petey, Piranha, Wave 6, we now have Funky Kong, that's pretty great. Anyway. As far as tracks go, let me rank them. 8th, the absolute worst track is definitely Rosalina's Ice World. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. This was a terrible pick. You could have chosen so many other better Mario Kart 7 tracks, or even just a lot of better tracks in general. This is such a weak track. A lot of it is just not really overly interesting and pretty just unmemorable, and the only notable part about this track is the first part when you have to go on these like weird turns in the ice, and it's like, that's like fine and all, but the problem is the camera. The camera, I'm surprised we complain about the camera in a modern day Mario game, but still, the camera just like goes downward too far and you can't see it. You just fly off all the time. So then you kind of have to like be really careful on like the edge of it almost, so you don't have the camera issue. It's just an annoying track to play on. It's not fun. 7th, Rome Avanti. This one is it is a tour track, and I have nothing else to say about it. I'm just sick of tour tracks at this point. 13th, not 13th, where am I at? 6th, Madrid Drive. I think this one's actually one of the better tour tracks. There's actually some interesting stuff here and there, you know. Nothing crazy, but there's at least a little bit more. It's definitely it's for sure one of the better tour tracks, easily. But yeah, it's still just not that interesting. It's just a tour track. I don't care much about it. So maybe if it wasn't a tour track or it was like one of like 2 or something, I wouldn't mind it, and I'd say it's pretty good, but again, I'm just too sick of tour tracks. 5th, Daisy Circuit. Honestly, I was kind of tossed up between 4 and 5, but 5th, Daisy Circuit, I feel like part of it's just because it's another kind of city track, and it is different, and it does have like nostalgia factor. Plus, I think it's just kind of better designed overall. I feel like it's a fun enough track. It's just like one, it's pretty basic, especially for like the final wave, and two, again, it isn't the same kind of city tracks as the other ones, but like, I'm just so sick of seeing any kind of city, you know. Fourth, Piranha Plant Cove. This one is decent. It's underwater a lot, which is interesting, but that's fine. Makes for a unique track. I don't mind this one. It's good. Nothing great, though. Third, this is where we start to get to the really good stuff. Third is Bowser Castle 3. Finally, a SNES track that's actually good. The only other SNES track that I actually really like is probably Rainbow Road. Kind of a given, though. This one's actually really interesting. It also doesn't even feel much like a SNES track. It almost feels more like a Super Circuit track, which is good. Because I feel like they were more willing to put effort into reworking Super Circuit tracks to make them at least nice. And SNES tracks were usually just kind of garbage. This one's actually really, really good. It's much more dynamic. It's not just flat. They did a good job with this one, so I'm actually a really big fan. One of the better tracks in the overall Booster Course Pass, easily. Number 2, DK Mountain. This is honestly one of the best tracks in the Booster Course Pass. I think in almost like half the other waves, it might have been the best course of the wave, but for this one, it's number 2. Just a really unique and dynamic track. I just like going down the mountain. It just feels very open. And there's also like the last part where it's like a lot of turns and stuff. There's just a lot of cool stuff. Big fan of DK Mountain. Just glad it came back. And yeah, someone who played a lot of Double Dash and Wii. This was in both of them, and it's one of the very few tracks I think to be in Double Dash, Wii, and 8. If not the only one. I'm sure there's like another one I'm missing, but still. One of the very few, and I feel like because of that, it just feels like a track that I'm very connected to, because like, barely played Super or Super Circuit, still didn't really play much of 64 or 7. I mean, like, 64 I played a few times, like 7 I went through the whole game like once and just never touched it again, because 8 was about to come out at the time when I got it. I guess I played a decent bit of DS, but like nothing, like I don't know, I didn't play it enough, I guess, to remember a ton about it. Like I still played a decent bit, but like it just doesn't stick out in my memory as much as the others. And like Double Dash and Wii, of course, I played a ton of, and now 8 I've also played quite a bit of. So having a track in all 3 of those games is really cool. Yeah, that's why I like, I guess the big reason why I like DK Mountain so much, but also it's just a really good track. Number 1, Wii Rainbow Road. This is just hard to top. How do you top this track? It's probably my favorite track of the entire pass. It's just such a great one. Wii Rainbow Road, it's just such a... It's a difficult track, but it doesn't feel unfair, you know? It's just good, and they did a great job here, so I'm glad to see it back and not ruined or anything, so... Yeah. Overall, though, Wave 6, I think, was decent. I just think, again, 2 tour tracks just sucks, and then, you know, you have kind of another circuit track. It's a good circuit track, but it doesn't... At this point, we need something better, I think. Rosalina's Ice World is a wasted pick, so like half the courses here I'm just not overly interested in, but then like, you know, Piranha Plant Cove is actually good. I'm glad it's there. It's not my favorite track, but I'm glad it's there. Then the other ones, like, yeah, Bowser Castle 3 and DK Mountain are both really great, and then Rainbow Road is probably my favorite in the entire pass. So yeah, it's hard to really say it's like good, but I'm not gonna say it's bad either. It's just kind of mixed. It's decent, you know. Booster Course Pass as a whole, I think for the most part I like to go to bit. Even if there's some L picks, I think for the most part they're fine. It's the main problem is because even for every like Toad Circuit, right? Toad Circuit I don't like, but for every one of those tracks, you have a really great track. My main problem really comes with the tour tracks. We had 14 of them. Not counting the 6 tracks that were kind of like half new, half tour, whatever you want to consider them. Those are fine. I'm talking about the city tracks. There were 14 of them. It was just way too many. There's way too many of these tracks. They took up way too much of the pass. I think we're kind of fine on SNES tracks. Didn't really need any more, but like Super Circuit, maybe you could grab like Rainbow Road or a Bowser Castle from that. I think everything else I'm fine leaving. You know, Double Dash, well, okay, no. 64. 64 maybe like Banshee Boardwalk and like Bowser's Castle, but like, not overly important. I think for Double Dash, there was a gold mine of tracks that they just missed. You know, DS also had a lot of tracks that they just missed. I think Double Dash and DS probably took the biggest L's here, I would say. Like, Double Dash, you missed out on, like, Bowser's Castle, Rainbow Road, what's another one? Dino Dino Jungle is a great one, and also probably one of the biggest ones, probably my most wanted track that was like I didn't think I was gonna get in, but I wanted was Wario Coliseum. That would have been great to see. DS, of course, Airship Fortress, very unfortunate. Plus, kind of the standard stuff, that we're missing. I feel like there's one I'm missing. Was it Luigi's Mansion? I think. Yeah. Luigi's Mansion. That was a big one that they missed, and then two other big ones. Like again, no Bowser's Castle, or Rainbow Road from DS. We actually got off really well. We has after the Booster Course Pass has 11 tracks. We're only missing 5. I think it's what like Mario Circuit, Dry Dry Ruins, Luigi Circuit, and then there's one other one I'm forgetting about that I don't care as much about. I think was it another circuit track? It might have been. That kind of bothers me that I don't know what it was. I have to go check. It's gonna bother me too much. Okay, I'm an idiot. I could have thought about that for like 2 more seconds and would have remembered, but so like Mario Circuit and Luigi Circuit, I think they're just both basic. I don't care about them. Dry Dry Ruins is not a bad track. It's just like it's not one we need. But the one I missed was Bowser's Castle. I feel like Bowser's Castle. I feel like it has a lot of similarities to 8. I feel like 8 was almost like an evolution of it, so I'm kind of fine leaving that one. But the one they missed, and we had to get something like like a Moo Moo Meadows, of course, instead of this. Like why? But the one big one we missed was Toad's Factory. Where was Toad's Factory? Also 7 we missed a bunch of. Again, no 7 like Rainbow. Not no we got Rainbow Road. No 7 Bowser's Castle. Wario Shipyard is really cool. I know like Shy Guy Bazaar was cool. Maka Woohoo or Woohoo Loop, one of those would have been nice. Again, if you just take some of these tracks, like again, you take 14 of them, you could definitely have a decent amount. Like I don't know how many tracks I just listed, probably more than 14, but you could just take some of the highlights because some of those were not like necessary. Like we don't need both like Woohoo Loop and Maka Woohoo. We don't really need every Bowser's Castle. Just some options, but still, you take 14 of the tracks I just mentioned, some of the best highlights of them. Replace them with the tour tracks. We have one of the best things we've ever gotten for DLC. Imagine how much more exciting it would be if we had those 14 tracks, 14 of those tracks, opposed to the 14 tour tracks. It'd just be so much better. It's so much more interesting overall. That's what I really wanted to see, and we just could not get that. I don't imagine we're going to get more DLC, though, unfortunately, so we're probably just stuck with the 14 tour tracks kind of taking up slots, but it is what it is, I guess. So anyway, I guess that's that. Overall, Booster Course Pass is definitely really great regardless. I mean, even if we had the 14 tour tracks, it's still... That is still 34 tracks, I mean, we got 6, of the 34, 6 of those were pretty much new and pretty cool as well. But, I mean, that's 28 old tracks that we got, and, yeah, maybe there's, like, 8 of them, or you could say are kind of whatever, but, like, it's still 20 retro, like, 20 old, really, really good tracks, so it's just hard to complain when you get, like, even if it's not even half the past you want to say is good, which is fair, like, maybe you don't like a lot of the tracks, but just getting, like, anything else that's new is, I think, worth it, especially doubling the size of the game, plus adding 8 new characters for $25. Pretty big, I would say, so pretty happy with it. With that aside, next up, we just kind of get into the Beyblade stuff. I said I was going to give some Beyblade predictions. I don't really have much, though. I'm just going to say I think we're going to get, like, an attack type for the December release. I think it's going to have a rubber bit. At least the bottom's going to be rubber. We'll be shocked if it's not. Probably going to be a very aggressive attack type. Probably a new Ratchet as well. I could definitely see him doing a new height tier. I would be shocked. So here's my prediction, right? Very jagged 3-sided bay. Potentially, maybe the new bay for like Chrome or something, aside from Cobalt Drake. Very jagged 3-sided bay. New Ratchet. Maybe a 50 Ratchet. I don't know what sides. It might just be like 3 or something, but like maybe like 350. Could see that happening. And then for a bit, I think it's gonna be like a rubber flat. Random Booster. I think it's just gonna be another kind of. I don't think there's really much to predict here. I think it's just gonna be a bay that's gonna be like a reused Ratchet. Actually, no, not reuse. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know if it'll be a new Ratchet or a new bit. Either one. Probably will have one of those new parts. One won't be. New Blade. Hard to really predict though. I'm going to go off on a limb and say it'll be a stamina type though, because we did just get, attack type, balance type, and a defense type in November. So I'm guessing stamina type for that would make sense. Plus, of course, another attack type for the big starter. But yeah. So I think I gave a decent description of what I think the attack type will be, and then for a stamina type, random booster, I have no clue, but I just think that it will be a stamina type, so yeah. Anyways, it is after midnight now, it is Friday, so I think that's everything for this week. Again, I will start another weekly plays next week for the actual Korokoro stuff, which is going to be interesting. But yeah, I might start that, Saturday morning or something. We'll see if needed, but hopefully I can wait till Sunday actually comes around to start that. Also, next week I will do the Christmas decorations in here and stuff, which will be fun. But yeah, that is about it for this weekly Blaze. This is way too long of a weekly Blaze just for a random one. And yeah, I might do these random ones every now and again that are just not any related to news, just random stuff I want to talk about. So we'll see when I do the next one. I don't know when that'll be. But yeah, anyway, that's all for this one. So thanks for watching, and bye bye.